This video supports my new book, which is a bestseller on Amazon, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak, available at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon. Okay, first kayak trip for Fluke this year. Yeah, the reports aren't great, but this is the time when they start getting them, and I've got a good day here. I know it's slightly foggy and overcast, but that will keep the boat crowd down and make it nice. Plus, it's not windy at all, so yeah, just pleasant all around. So to go out and try, I've got a new battery running this thing, a smaller, lighter battery, so I want to push on that a bit as well. So we'll see. Okay, and this video has a sponsor, and it looks like it's called LY Time. It's actually pronounced lithium, as in lithium battery. And yes, the first time I ever used this kayak, I used this battery here. It's a high-quality lead-acid battery, but it weighs 62 pounds, which is a heck of a lot of weight on a kayak. So then I switched over at that point, this was a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, to a lithium battery from a different brand. And yeah, it reduced the weight. This went down now to 29 pounds, and you can see it's got pretty much the same footprint and size as this one. But now look at this battery from lithium, and the difference here that you're going to see is, look at the difference in the dimensions. I mean, it is, if you go on top of it here, it's narrower, it's shorter, but the big thing is this battery is only 19 pounds. So 19 pounds for the lithium battery versus 29 pounds versus 62 pounds. So yeah, you can see what my interest would be in using this on that electric kayak. Besides the weight and the space savings, what really sold me on first converting from a lead to a lithium battery was the discharge curve when you look at how a lead battery discharges as opposed to a lithium battery. So let's take a look at that. And this graph is courtesy of PowerTech Systems. I've seen this graph quite a few places online. Look at the blue line. That's your lead acid battery, and you can see that over time, as you discharge that battery, your power goes down. And but when you compare that to the lithium ion battery, what happens is that one stays almost at full strength until the battery's around 85–90% discharge. Then it drops. Now the key is, if you've got a long fishing trip and you're coming home and it's windy, you're against the current, man, you want to have that full power there all the time. And that was when I first went to a lithium battery, this was a big selling point for me. Okay, another difference between lithium batteries and lead-acid batteries is that the lithium batteries, in particular the lithium battery, LY Time, however you want to say that, these are much longer lasting. This has a 5-year warranty on it. This is only 18 months. This will go for over 4,000 cycles, so they last a very, very long time. The price has come down a lot on lithium batteries in the last couple of years. When I first bought this one 3 years ago, it was $700. This is now $370. So it's great to see the price come down, make them much more affordable. Okay, another difference between the lithium battery and the lead-acid batteries, this is not what you would use to start your outboard motor, and it comes down to cranking amps, and that's what the lead-acid battery is used for. You would definitely use that for starting your outboard motor. This is for many applications, running your marine electronics, your trolling motor, solar power storage, vans, RVs, all kinds of applications like that. But if you're going to start your outboard, yep, you go back to the regular old lead-acid battery. Now, the lithium batteries are IP65 weatherproof rating, so they are perfectly appropriate for a kayak and for marine applications. And it's important to point out that this is a what's called a, where is it here? Right here, it's a lithium iron phosphate battery. These are very, very safe. This is definitely different than what I have in my e-bike, so there should be no worry about the safety. What is important for any of these batteries is that you charge them properly. So I have the lithium or LOI time, however you want to pronounce it. I have the appropriate charger that goes with this battery because this battery has a BMS. It's a battery management system incorporated in it, which is like a small computer that controls the battery, makes sure everything operates properly, and this will communicate with that BMS to ensure proper charging. So charging any of these batteries is always very important to do it right. And here's the real nice advantage is, boy, you know, when you got to lug stuff around on the beach, and this is a convenient launch area, but you know, kayak people know a lot of times you got to really move your stuff some distance, and this is like nothing. Fits in there just fine. Actually, I end up with extra space that I'm not going to use, but it's not a big deal. The point is, you know, it's lighter, it's easier to carry around. So let's get this sucker hooked up. Hey, you know, something else I'm going to use this battery for is I'm going to run my electronics off of it. It's never a great idea to run your electronics off the same battery that you start your outboard with, and with this, it's so small and light, it just tucks right in here perfectly, and just leaves me some space. So yep, I'm definitely going to use it for that. And yeah, here it is running my electronics. And here's the other thing I want to use this battery for. I mean, hey, it's the lightest, smallest battery I have. Why not use it to operate the electric winch on my trailer so when I go boat fishing? So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'll have a link to this battery in the video description, and let's get on to the fishing. Oh, and that battery's going to get some test. Yeah, things are going to, this weather, oh boy, this is going to change. It's going to get bad. And on top of that, I'm going to have a mechanical issue. So this is going to be an interesting trip, and I'm going to still catch some fish. So, hey, I apologize in advance for the wind noise, and I'm going to do something about that. Later 2/3 of the trip there, I'm going to try something, and it's going to work out. But, of course, I didn't know until I got the audio back in the office to check out. So, all right, let's start off here. Everything looks great, and guess what? I go about an hour and 10 minutes before I even get a single bite. And I'll have links to all of the gear in the video description, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Oh, I hit. Finally. Okay, the wind is picking up. It's going to get a lot windier. It's going to get rough. Now, that is not going to actually impact my ability to catch fish. Not with this kayak, because with this kayak, I can just control it even easier than a boat with a trolling motor. So the drifts, the runs I want to do, I can do regardless of the wind and the seas within reason. So that is not going to be, just the wind and the waves alone won't impact this. Well, but then I'll have a mechanical problem. We'll get to that. Okay, this is the same pass, maybe 90 seconds after that little fish. Oh, another hit. Shoot. Coming with me. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you know what? I'm not keeping stuff today, but there's a keeper right there. That's a nice one. Okay. Why am I not keeping? Because I have fillets in the fridge. And I'm going out in the ocean tomorrow. There's no question about that one. He's definitely good. So this is a shallow bay on eastern Long Island. To my left, you can't quite see it because it's a little bit foggy. There's a barrier island. The ocean's on the other side. I'm fishing about 8 to 12 feet of water. Normally this time of year, as the water is warm, the sand eels and other bait fish move in. They're not here yet, so the fluke will be feeding on like crabs and shrimp and stuff like that. So for me, one of the best things this time of year is just a 3-inch gulp shrimp on a 3/0 Gamakatsu bait holder hook for the teaser. I started with that. However, when I wasn't getting any fish, I switched over to the gulp grub, but I've now gone back to the shrimp. And this rod is the bay version of the Dark Matter Skinner fluke rod, the jig and bounce. Wow, what's here is big, isn't it? Holy crap. When you hit that shrimp, nice fish. Figures because I'm not keeping. Nice fish. Huh. Yeah, that's two keepers. I'm gonna go right back up on that. Nice. And there's one of the local party fishing boats, and yeah, we haven't actually overlapped because his drift, he's kind of at the mercy of the wind there for the most part, and he's been doing a little bit different drift, so he kind of stops not even where I start. So yeah, the water temperature is very interesting. When I started, it was like 72.5 degrees, and like I said, that first hour, I mean, it took an hour and 10 minutes to get a hit. It has since dropped to 69.5, and what that is I've got the ocean, I've got an inlet to the ocean a couple miles, mile and a half or so, what would be to my left here. So what we're seeing now is some cooler, somewhat cleaner ocean water moving in. It seems to have started to bite a little bit. There he is. I'm guessing maybe I'm changing batteries here, but if you listen very carefully, you're going to hear something snap. Uh-oh. So, a little equipment malfunction. I broke a cable on the rudder. Now, normally that would be a really big problem, and it's not as big a problem. Because I've got the trolling motor to steer, so that's what I'm going to do. It's just a little trick here because it's rough. Just start catching some fish. So, but it wasn't so damn windy. The wind was supposed to be single digits. Like, that's why I came. I wasn't even planning to come here today, and the forecast was just so nice. And I was looking at the forecast before right here, wind finder, and yeah, you see what it is. So, one thing I'm thinking about is, this current will start easing off. It's 2, it's 3, another hour, less than an hour, and that current's going to start backing down. It should be less rough. I mean, already the wind is way, way more than it was supposed to be. I mean, I'm running 30% power into the wind here. Good test of the battery. Yeah, I can't just cut and run here. The direction back to the ramp is into the current, and it's quite some distance. So, I would have wind against current the whole way, and there's just no way I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait it out another hour or so. The current will start easing. Hopefully that will calm the water down, and then the current's going to turn around. I'll have that current behind me heading back, and that will be much safer. So my options right now, I can keep doing this, or I could beach the kayak and wait it out. I'm just going to keep doing this. I don't consider it dangerous. I'm not worried about tipping over or anything. It's just a little bit of work trying to fish, and I'm certainly losing time going back up at the drifts because the trolling motor, although it does beautiful right now, it's nice and straight. When I'm trying to run up at higher speeds, the kayak is shifting all the time, and it's just hard. It's a really good test of the battery because I'm running like 30% power into the wind for the drift, and then I'm running 95% up current. So yep, burning some juice, but it's still working. Well, he was right on that from the first drop. Look how small. All right, but fluke is fluke at this point, the way this trip is going. I wonder I couldn't hook him. What the hell? Uh-oh. Is that bottom? That's gonna be bottom. Or a horseshoe crab. Exactly that. Okay, no, that's no problem. It's gonna come right. Well, that's the way this trip is going. Check out that hook. There it went, right in my finger. Yep. Not quite a problem. Oh, I hope that showed up on the video. Oh man. Yeah, that hook was damn close to the barb. Wow. Oh man. Okay, so this trip I'm actually trying something a little different. I've got it on autopilot. Let's see if maybe autopilot does a little better job than me. Actually, it's like I can knock it down a touch. I think it's probably not going to do as good a job. Not to mention of course it's all trying to go to the right spot. No, this isn't going to work. I need to have control. Alright, tucked away in my camera bag, something I bought but haven't used yet. It's a some kind of sound sock that goes over the camera, and yeah, this is, if there was ever a day to try and cut down on wind noise, this is it. So I'm going to put that thing on and give it a shot. Alright, testing out my wind sock on the camera, see if that helps the audio and the wind. Learned something from this anyway. I guess is that a hit right away? No. All right, that wind sock definitely helping, and wish I'd used it earlier. Of course, I didn't know until I get it home, play the audio back, and yep, I can hear the voice. Really cut down on the wind. All right, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna try something different here, going up. Let's see if I can put this guy on autopilot here. And then use the really hard to get going here. Alright, try to get it straight and go where I want and hit. Alright, now, yeah. So it can help kind of keep the, yes. Well, actually this kind of works. Look at the motor staying mostly straight and I'm kind of on course. Drag this guy, kind of acts like a rudder. Alright, so now I'm at my normal running speed, which is 95%. Actually, this is better than what I've been doing. Just kind of drag this one paddle side. I'm guessing this is how I'm going to go home. Whoa, this is a big fluke. Holy shit. Whoa. Yeah, that's a beauty. Yeah, I'm not going down them because I'm not keeping them, but that's a great fight. And you know, despite everything, they do have 3 keepers this trip, so yes, normally I would net this guy. Gentle, there we go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a nice one. You're lucky. Well, I don't think he's going to be a keeper, but there we go. No, he's a short. And that's it for me. And wow, it's gotten rough. Boy. All right, I'm going to use that technique of running that motor on autopilot and dragging that paddle, try to keep the motor straight, and I'm going to do that all the way back. But you know, now I've got the current behind me, I've got the wind behind me. Even though I've got quite a distance to go, it's going to be all right. I'm going to get there. But wow, this was some test for the battery. This was not intended to happen that way. But yeah, I've had to use the motor's been running the whole time into the drift, up current, everything else. Plus, it's working a lot to keep the boat straight without a rudder. So yeah, well, it's good tested and it passed. All right, hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Check out my online courses at saltstrong.com/Skinner. And don't forget my books, including my new book, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak, available at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon.